Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. It's the time of year where many families experience stress and become overwhelmed. So here with strategies to help your family find a rhythm and foster deeper connections, we welcome the authors of The Rhythm of Home, Chris and Jenni Graebe. Thanks for being here, you two.
Thanks so much for having us.
Excited to be here.
Tell me how long you've been married and the age range of your kids, because you guys have some good expertise to share.
Been married 20 years.
Yep. Wow, congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That's no small feat in itself.
Thank you.
And we have 19 all the way down to 7.
5 kids.
Five kids, crazy.
So college to elementary,
Yes.
You've seen a lot, but you're currently going through all of those age ranges together.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you manage that just on a day-to-day perspective with just all the needs of each individual kid? They're all so different.
They are.
Oh man, I think one of the things, and part of the reason we decided to write this book is we had one kid, and it was like, that was manageable.
Yeah.
We have 2 kids. You have 2 kids. Sometimes
First one seemed nice enough.
Yeah, and then let's keep going. And then you start to have, we have 3 kids, and then 4, you're like, we need a game plan here, because boy, is this crazy. And every kid and their needs are so different or whatever. And so for us, we try to do the best we can to understand each kid, listen to them, work out a game plan. And ultimately, that's part of the reason why we wrote this book, is this idea of rhythms. We want to be in rhythm as a couple and as a family. And kind of landed on 5 really important rhythms that we were able to kind of tap into and use with our family and each kid in different seasons.
It makes sense when you describe it that way, because we each have personal rhythms, but getting everybody kind of in sync together, it's possible, but it takes work, right?
Yes. Absolutely. So we recommend couples sitting down together and just talking through what are those things that are most important to us. Because like Chris said, once you start adding kids, it's like, what were those things that we said we were going to do someday when we had kids? What were those things we said were important? So it's really important to sit down with your spouse and kind of cast a vision for what do we want the future us to look like, both in our marriage and in our family. And then what are the rhythms that we need to put in place now to get us there someday?
What are some of the rhythms that you guys have identified, and are they true for all kinds of families, or do you kind of find your own that you can relate to more?
Yeah, I think we looked at our family and kind of the rhythms that are carrying us, but then also looking at couples who've been married 50, 60 years and are somehow still wildly in love with each other, and they love their kids and they've raised amazing kids. That's how we like to learn, gleaning wisdom from them. And we came up with these 5 kind of common denominators that were true of all these incredible couples and families. And that's how we landed on the 5 rhythms. Do you want to hear them?
Please,
okay.
yes.
So you can tell
The
her.
rhythm of speaking life.
Okay.
The rhythm of serving, the rhythm of slowing down, the rhythm of seeking adventure, and the rhythm of staying in awe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those all sound amazing.
Yeah.
But you have to put the time in.
Yeah.
You do, yeah.
You actually do. Well, here's the thing we tell people all the time is if you ask the question, are you in rhythm or out of rhythm? Pretty quickly, everyone goes like, pretty much know where we're out of rhythm.
Yeah.
And they can pinpoint it. And so what we're saying with these 5 rhythms is yes, it may seem overwhelming, but you say, hey, look, I'm going to focus on this one. We're going to focus on adventure or speaking life or just serving each other, whatever that looks like. It's a way to get one handle on it to say, hey, this is the thing we're going to focus on for this season, and this is the one thing maybe this kid we want to focus on with this one or this. And so it's really nice because it gives a practical way for you to step forward and start to see results where sometimes it can feel so chaotic and overwhelming.
Yeah, if you try and accomplish everything at the same time, that's impossible. But taking things kind of one step, bite-sized chunks that you can kind of knock out together.
Yeah.
Well, and what about, speaking of just the holiday season getting so hectic, are there ways we can check in today and kind of prepare ourselves, set the intention that, hey, we're going to get in rhythm, and so we're going to get through this kind of challenging time of year in a better way this time?
Yeah, it can be overwhelming. We've all been there, right? I think what we love to do is before the holidays set in, just make it an intentional night. Maybe go on your back patio, put on some good music, light a candle, and then just talk about with your spouse, okay, let's dream of what this holiday season would look like in a perfect world. What do we want to see happen? And we might have totally different visions for that. So it's really good to get on the same page before they start. And we know, okay, if these 2 things happen or these 4 things happen, it will feel like we are winning as a family. And how can we put them in our calendar and make sure we're prioritizing those so that we can enjoy this time together as a family?
Yeah. Well, does it give you some language to work with too if maybe you're feeling out of rhythm? That's kind of a softer way to say,
Yeah.
let's check in on this thing, and then you can kind of attack it together?
Oh, for sure. It's a lot easier to hear, I think we're out of rhythm over here, than, hey, I think you need to work on this.
Instead of pointing the finger, right?
Yeah.
Because we all do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, one of the other things I think when you talk about the holidays is we're talking about obviously our immediate family, but there's a lot of other family involved as well. You got grandparents and cousins and all kinds of personalities in it. So I think even having that sit down there together to go, okay, what do we want for our family?
Yeah.
So that way that is kind of the core stone, that's the rock in the middle, and then we work everything else around that as well. It helps your literally immediate family stay in rhythm and know what's important when the holidays start kind of trying to push you around and direct you in a way that you go, wait, we weren't planning to do this. But if you have a plan, if you have some clarity, it at least helps you navigate that when things get a little choppy.
Yeah, a lot more manageable, like you just said. Hey, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Really great talking to both of you. The book again is The Rhythm of Home. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.